Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hi, everyone. Coming in, say hello. 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 Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone. Coming in, say hello when you come in. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Hi, everybody. Hi, TikTok family. That's my son. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. How's everybody doing? Can y'all believe we're like just a little over a week from Christmas? Hello, Miss Doreen. How are you? Like, it's insane. Come on in. Say hello. 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 What's going on, people? Okay. Let's talk immigration. So, drum roll. Tonight is the night that we announce the person who is going to have their new VAWA case started for free. Well, they have to pay their USCIS fees, but no legal fees. Isn't that awesome? Like, I think I'm more excited about whoever gets picked. So, come on in, everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. If you're wondering why I have one sleeve up and one sleeve down, I did a thing today, y'all. TJ, keep your darn voice down. I want to view. I cannot recognize from your hello, Ms. Zanik, how are you? I drew a tattoo. No, I didn't draw it. It's a real one. Yeah, that's why I have a sleeve up. No, I've always had a tattoo on this arm, but it was like half. So I did like it is really really big. Like y'all have no clue that I'm crazy like that. See that? Yeah. My son was like, so I can put a sleeve right here. I have to hold it off. It's not a new one. So if I'm not sure if you guys ever noticed, I wear a lot of sleeveless anyway. So I've had a lion tattoo on this arm with Jeremiah 29:11. But when you get tattoos, I got a couple, I got a few. You have to touch them up, the toucher from time to time. And I completely forgot about this one. So just looking at like, oh shoot, I gotta do that. But then yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had one before, but it was like I can't touch it. It was like half of this, and then the Jeremiah 29:11 was under. So what my tattoo artist did was he said that rather than just touch that up, he was gonna actually let him do what he wants to do. And I go, don't forget I still have to go to court, and I wear a lot of sleeveless. He goes, well, just let me do what I was like. Okay. So I didn't see it at all until he was done. And see, and to know it's like it's big when I trust someone like that. So when he said go look in the mirror, I was like, holy, but it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So it's like it's a touch. It's an expanded touch up. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Story of my life. But anyway, come on in, everybody. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, but I represent immigration clients in all 50 states. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case type that my firm handles, we can and do represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. You can please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So this evening, we're going to tackle your immigration questions. Let's get the questions because I know that I'm going to try to do yet another live with questions only before the end of the year so we can get questions answered. A disclaimer, nothing specific to anybody's case, general information. So if you want anything specific to your case, you got to set up a proper paid consultation. So no court or sleepless. You better believe it. Listen, I don't think there's any lawyer that I work with that's going to be shocked. Let me just put it that way. They're like, it's that Nigerian girl. They're crazy. They already know. I think nobody's going to be shocked. I don't know. We're yet to see, but I cannot, especially during summer. I love most of my jumpsuits are sleeveless. Like, well, no choice. They'll just have to deal with it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and all social media platforms. It's Olale Immigration. Thank you. And please like and share. And can I just take a moment to say a big thank you to everybody? Y'all support me and subscribe and tune in, and we have fun. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have fun. Like, I can be goofy as you can tell by now, but we talk about serious things that affect. We pray together, and I just, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sincerely grateful for all the support. Every single person, I do not take it for granted, including the haters, because I get a lot of hate from people like that's okay. Even with those, I pray for everybody. And I'm the kind of person that I let negativity motivate me rather than bring me down. If not, listen, we'll all be sad every day, but you can't allow that. But I thank you all. You have been there. You support me. I can't even tell you. There's someone in particular that he's here. I can see he's here already. I don't think he's referred less than 15 people to me this year. I don't think it's less than that. And thank you is not enough, because to know that people actually trust you, I cannot ever guarantee a result. It's just what it is. But to know that people trust you to do everything you can that God has given you power to do on their behalf, hopefully we look forward to a positive result. But I always say that as long as you can look back and say, you know what, everything, that's my reward right there. So I thank you guys. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I thank you very, very much. Okay, let's get into let's tackle your immigration questions. I think I just got something in my eye. Oh shit! I think I have hair in my eye. Okay, so let's start with. Hold on one second. I've been talking all day. Let's start with who is going to be the one chosen for vow. So since I met with all this, so I met with quite a number of people within the last 2 weeks. I have a lot of consultations. There's usually days that I just close everything, block everything up, but I've just opened everything up because I know a lot of people trying to get something on their cases before the end of the year. So but these are only people that after the consultation, I said, I determined that yes, you are eligible. So not everybody who had a consultation regarding vow was found to be eligible, because I won't waste your time. I won't waste my time. But out of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of the 10 people, one person is going to be chosen, and they would not have to pay legal fees to get their VAWA case started. I'm not going to do it myself because that would not be fair. So I'm just going to call my go-to guy, TJ. Oh, TJ. That's how you call them. TJ. Don't break my door. Don't break my door, kid. Don't, like, a little make it each month. Huh? A little make each month. Let those on TikTok see your face. Come closer. A little make each month. Tell them. What did I say?
I don't know. You said something about what you make each month.
That's a question. Yeah. That's why you want to break my door down. Can you pay to fix that door? Huh?
Yeah,
How much? How much you make?
I make 100K a year
From what?
from playing basketball.
That would be nice, kiddo. At your age of 12, that would be crazy. That would be nice. But listen, that there's nothing impossible with God, right? That's how we believe. But as long as once you start making that at 12, you better be paying some rent, a mortgage, I should say, right? So if you haven't met my handsome, isn't he just a gorgeous 12-year-old? Of course I'm biased. That's my baby. But anyway, I digress. So TJ, there are 10. Don't look yet. There are 10 names on here. Do not say the name. First of all, you can't even pronounce half of the names. So do not say the name. I just want you to look through and choose one number. So can you see that I have a number beside each name? Okay. So this person, whoever you select, is going to get you hear me talking about VAR a lot, right? You're going what does your mama practice most of the time? What kind of law? Immigration. He's 12 and he's shy. He's not shy. This one? Oh no. The older one. This one? This is my social butterfly. So someone's gonna get a free representation in an immigration case. I want to tell people how late your mama stays up sometimes working. How late sometimes do I stay up working?
12.
No, you're already asleep at that time, so you don't know that I'm awake sometimes till 1 a.m. Okay, drum roll, please. He wasn't shocked about my tattoo. It was like, oh, okay. So teacher's gonna select one number. Do not say the name, kiddo. On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
8.
Number 8. Okay. So this person's initials are DN, and we will be emailing you later tonight. I remember this guy. I remember this guy. Thank you, Mr. TJ. Say bye. Number 8 has been chosen by TJ. Olale. That's what they call it. Olale. Everybody says Olale. Okay. I'm really excited that I get to be a blessing to somebody and just help them through just help them get their freedom back. There's nothing more satisfying and gratifying. All right, people, let's talk immigration. If you have your questions, put them in the comment section and we will tackle all the questions that we possibly can, because that's what we're doing this evening. If you just joined us, this is Attorney Episola Adebola Olale. Hi, Mr. Kaide, how are you? And I get the question a lot. I represent immigration clients in all states, in every single state. So it doesn't matter where you live. If it's a state that I decide to come down to and represent you, then I can. Okay, so we are doing questions tonight. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Olale Immigration. If you need to contact our office, 334-341-4475. You can also visit our website at olalalawfirm.com. Okay. Let's start on. So we're tackling immigration questions tonight. Mohammed Oshad, the work permit C9 category is 1 year or 2 year. What are you asking? I'm not really sure I understand your question. Are you asking how long the duration is, the approval duration is? Is that what your question is? I don't want to assume. I just got married in Texas to my Black American wife, and I'm Irish. I'm about to file. How long will it take to get a working permit? Anywhere from, and this is just general, it can take anywhere from 2 months, which I've seen happen, to 9 months. USCIS.gov/processing time. Force of processing time, and you'll be able to see the average. You put in your priority date, and it would give you an average time of when you can call in or make an inquiry as far as what if your case is out to number person time. Okay. Oh, y'all, the strangest thing happened today. Well, I didn't know. I did not know. So I was on the phone with USCIS. I called them for a completely different um, issue on the client's case. We have the pending adjustment status. And while the lady was on the phone, she goes, "Oh, you're not going to believe this. The case just literally updated to interview waived." And I was like, oh my God. She goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, you can tell your client, like, no, I ain't telling no client nothing." She goes, like, "I ain't telling them nothing. No, ma'am." She goes, "Yeah, literally, like, you just literally changed routes." And I didn't even know the customer service reps, the toll-free numbers, they actually have access to that information. So now my nerdy brain is thinking, okay, how can I get information on every other person's case? Like, do I just keep calling and see? But then again, they won't give you information on our case because you don't have access to that. But in this case, we filed the case. Ooh. September. They got married earlier this year. September. Not too much. Not a whole lot of bona fides. So when I was like, "Oh my God, I'm just so happy for them." Although I can't say anything yet. But I was like, if only you know what I know. So, but I digress. It is exciting to just, this work is just, it gives me gray hair, but it is good. Is it possible if in BIA, this is sent Mohammed, if in BIA appeals pending, is it possible to switch and file VAR if your VAR case is strong? Can you have two different immigration lawyers in cases? The only time I am comfortable with representing someone who has a lawyer concurrently is if they have the other lawyer or myself, whoever, one person represents them affirmatively, meaning with USCIS, the other person represents them on the defensive side in immigration court. But as far as having two representatives in your affirmative level or immigration court, I don't do that. So I'm not sure I can answer your question. It depends on what you're looking for in two different lawyers. But if you're talking about one has a pending appeal with BIA, and then obviously VAR is going to be a completely separate petition, that's something that's up to the lawyer. But obviously you want to have a consultation with the person before they tell you whether they would take your case or not. Okay, Cydia, in a VAR case, when does my child filing begin? And do I have to, or if my fee was waived? I'm not sure I understand your question, Cydia, if you want to rephrase that. How do I authenticate my divorce decree from my home country, Nigeria? And so what I know, that's what I know that I've seen that's worked. If a lot of people say, okay, that's okay. That's you. First of all, it's good to have a letter, from the Lagos state, if it's Lagos state, because every state is different. Especially Lagos is one they're always making a big deal out of, and Lagos state has the online recordation. Get a letter from the High Court, registrar's office, let them say that, whatever the discrepancy was, it was their error. Get them to give you a certified true copy, and either have someone in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs also authenticate that with their seal. And if you want to go another level, get someone in the Nigerian consulate to also seal, authenticate it with a seal. Does it mean that it's foolproof? No. Doesn't mean that, but does it help your case? Yes. However, like I always say, I'm not really sure. Okay, I won't say I'm not really sure. Just get a real divorce. Get a darn real divorce. That's all. Or if don't use street lawyers, like I always say, because do you understand that there is an internal memo Truth be told, hear me loud and clear. Into the memo that USCIS has, that Nigerians are people, Nigerian immigrants are prone to be ones who will present fraudulent documents in immigration cases. I kid you not. So the best thing is just get a darn real lawyer or just do your divorce here. End of story. I mean, if you don't really want to divorce the person that you're married to, the father of your kid and the mother of your kids, you can always remarry them. You know, I mean, you have to anyway. If you've already presented the fact that you're divorced and somebody, you know, you're gonna have to. This internet is okay. You're asking Mohammed if it is valid for 1 or 2 years. So what I am seeing is um they are issuing EADs for 2 years. That's what they're doing now. Okay. Can I refile for a new divorce decree done properly and resubmit it even if my case is still pending? That's something you want to sit down with a lawyer to talk about because there's a lot of moving parts to that. All right, senior, let's try that again. In a valid case, when does my child filing begin and do I have to pay if the fee was waived in the beginning? If your child is under the age of 21 and your case is pending, your child is under the age of 21 and unmarried, you can always add them to your case if they're here. If you're not here, then you have to wait for your case to be approved, and then they'll forward and request that USCI sends a copy of their approval notice. You file it I-824 for them to notify the embassy that your child is going to be applying for an immigrant visa. But if you were granted a fee waiver to start with, you would have to request one for your kid as well. Okay. Let me go to TikTok. I'll come back to Facebook and YouTube. Y'all just hold on. All right, let's see. Is it possible to use EAD to get CDL? I think that's a state-specific question. I got married in USA. I want to start adjustment status, but I don't have a divorce. Can you advise? I'm African. I can't advise you because I don't know what your kid's background is. You want to sit down with a lawyer before you start anything if you're not sure of what documents you need. I'm on a J1 visa. 2 years rule does not apply. Do I need to apply for a waiver to stay longer? If the 2-year rule does not apply, why are you applying for a waiver? A waiver doesn't extend your status. A waiver is to waive 2-year home residency rule. So if you're, a waiver doesn't apply in your case because waivers are to remove the conditions. Do you file mandamus suits for delayed asylum interviews? I think you already sent me it. YouTube. Okay, I'm going to be calling number 8 if you calling Xfinity because this is not funny anymore. There is no visa category for nephews unless you're going to adopt your nephew. Thank you, Sister Nurse Lainka. Good to see you here. If you haven't received, this is Apple Fluff. If you haven't received a response from USCIS and you filed over a year, what can you do? Contact USCIS. Let's see. Here's my photocopy. You think he looks like me? Y'all think TJ looks like me? Oh, y'all haven't seen his dad. If you see his dad, you're like, oh, okay, no. He's got my nose. That much I know. Um, but that slim face, because I have a round face, that oblong slim face, um, the eyes is, if you see his dad, you're like, oh, okay, no, no, I'm a babeni, no. Um, I had my biometrics in August 2020. Until now, I have not received my EAD. How long does it usually take? I've said this several times. I'll say it again. Biometrics has nothing to do with the length of time it's going to take to get your EAD. Another way to look at it is this. There are a lot. I think we got 5 EADs today. Listen, I forgot to take photos, but it is what it is. None of the 5 have fingerprint on it. None of it just is print not available. So obviously, your fingerprint is not. It's not a factor to decide when your EAD is going to be issued. So I just want to put that out there. It has nothing to do with how long it's going to take. But you go check uscis.gov/person times, and you will be able to see how long it's taking them to issue EAD, your category EAD. After K1 visa approved, how long does it take for MVC to send the second notice of action with a case number? It doesn't take that long. I haven't had any. I don't think I've had any even 2 weeks to get the case ID number. I have a cousin who wants to apply for permanent residency with her family. How can I help? You guys can consult with a lawyer and see what options, but there's no cousin category. Let's see. I came in when I was 14. I'm 21 now. What options do I have to get a green card? Sit down with a lawyer and talk about your options that are going to be very specific to your case. If USCIS asks for RFE based on good moral character, is it a good sign? So is that a VAR case or a citizenship case? What case is that? It's not necessarily a bad sign. You're just missing that information from your case. But keep in mind, like I said, this is just general information. I don't know anybody's case unless I sit down and talk to you about your case or talk with you about your case. But it's not necessarily a good thing or bad thing. They're just asking you for evidence that's missing. Thank you, our trailer. Okay, where are we located? My office is located in Alabama, Demopolis, Alabama, but I represent immigration clients in any state, or I can represent immigration clients in any state. Chocolata 20. How would you advise someone married traditionally in Africa and is in AOS process with no decree? So there is no required documentation to show termination of a marriage, of a customary marriage. There is no required documentation. So if USCIS comes to you and says you have provided no proof of your customary, there's no required, there's no decree, needs to decree absolutely like we have in civil marriage. So an affidavit from the eldest person in your family will suffice. A letter from the customary court when you guys just say, hey, this is when the diary was returned, and then them writing something will suffice. So anything along that line. 6 months since I-130 interview, still no decision from USCIS. Is it a good sign? That's not a question I can answer. Let's give this a star. I got married September. Cannot file VA next year, March, if she doesn't change. Why are you putting a timeline? VA is not about timeline. It's about if you suffered abuse. Doesn't matter if you've been married 30 days or 2 days or 30 years. TJ, can you TJ? Hold on 1 second. T. Okay, so can you tell, because you know this is connected, can you tell your people to stop calling? Tell your people to stop calling. They keep interrupting. Send a text to your crew that they need to halt. Okay. Let's see. Do I do divorces only in the state of Alabama? I only help because unlike immigration, divorce is state specific. So basically what that means is a lawyer has to be licensed in your state of residency where you want to get the divorce to be able to help you file for divorce. So in my case, I am licensed in Alabama and New York. Even though I'm licensed in New York, I can't really help you because I don't practice local New York law. So I have someone who I refer people to in that area. But she yells, I love to see young people with grace. Thank you. It's no point dyeing my hair. I'm telling you. It's a waste of time. What else can I do? I-131 has been pending 28 months. Now I've used 28 months for I-131. Oh, wow. I mean, have you sought congressional assistance? 28 months. That's more than 2 years. I mean, that's well, I-131. If you co-sign a sponsor, okay, I'm going to rephrase your question because I'm not. I think what you're trying to ask, holistic visions, is if you co-sign, if you are a joint sponsor for someone and they become a public charge, can the government not sue you and the main sponsor? If that's what you're asking, the short answer is yes. My friend passed his citizenship, but his ceremony was canceled. Can this happen? Yes, it can. How long is VA approved after EAD and several prima facie? They're working on cases received in 2020 now. As long as your priority date is, I think, September, October. Now it fluctuates from day to day. That's USCIS. But that's what that's the trend I'm seeing now. Okay. All right. Let me go to. All right. When can you file about after getting married? Because the guy is crazy after me. You can file. There's no timeline for you to file VAL as long as you have satisfied all the requirements for VAL. Qualifying relationship, that you're eligible for the immigration classification you're seeking, abuse, good faith, you're physically present, or the exceptions apply to you. Person of good moral character. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Probably missing something. Shared residency. So as long as you satisfied all of that, there's no timeline that says this is when you should file for VAL. It's not something you plan. You don't plan to get abused or anything. But I've won cases where they were only married for 3 months. And I've had cases where we get RFE for people married 10 years. Yeah, you wonder why they never filed for them for 10 years. Yeah. It happens. You all don't even know what happens here. What does it mean when USCIS actively reviews your case? One of their updates. It just means actively review your case, and that status could be there for 12 months. And sometimes it could be we're actively reviewing your case and they make a decision within a week or 30 days. It just depends. Merry Christmas as well. Okay. Let's see. I'm the winner. Did it hurt? My very first tattoo really hurt. Like, I mean, but fast forward years now. Actually, I actually almost, I not almost, I fell asleep when he was doing this because I was, I was, I mean, I didn't sleep well last night. I fell asleep. So, uh, let's see. Chidima, I keep getting one case behind me move ahead on my bar case. What does that mean? I don't understand your question. Okay, S. Do you think the processing time will get down? For now, it's 22 months. Oh, 32 months. It's now back. As of 2 days ago or something, I checked it. It was 35 months. It's, but see, that's an average. And here's why I say it's an average. There is, we just responded to an RFP which was sent today. Right. That case was filed. He filed his case. I want to say October, sometime in October 2020. So, roughly that's about 2 years ago. So keep in mind, it's an average time frame it's taking them to process 80% of cases. So yours could be faster, yours could be longer, but I don't know. We'll just see. We'll take it a day at a time, really. Thank you, Keith Moffett. Congrats to the lucky winner. This is a huge blessing. It is. It's humbling and it's honoring to just be an instrument in God's hands, and just to, because I think I had the conversation with him. This is one of those cases where this lady, I'm just thinking of the things that he's gone through, literally took his iPad, and he's got this on video, his iPad, anything that was of meaning to him, of value, and called ICE, instead of his clothes. His daddy's passed away, and he has a photo that he keeps, that he brought with him from Nigeria. And she put all of that in a pile in there. He lives in her house, so she's got somewhere where she has a lot of land. Puts all of this in a pile and sets it on fire. That's what we deal with people where we as immigrants. That's why I do this kind of work. Because I've lost my dad, and I don't have many photos of him. All the photos I have of him already framed. I cannot even imagine somebody taking any of that and destroying it. Oh, hell no. But yeah, so he is. Okay, I love this question. Have a pending vat case and separate it from your spouse. Can you get pregnant for another peer? I'm thinking you meant another person, not period. Nothing says you can't have a baby. You just cannot remarry while your vat case is pending. Thank you, Onyito Sweet. Onyito Sweet. Onyito Sweet. That's honey to sweet, right? Honey. Oni is honey. Onitos. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. How much money USCIS charge for green card? $1,225, but go on USCIS.gov so you can see the filing fees for all their applications. J3 clothing. Do I need to file I-130 if I came on a K1 visa? So if you came on a K1 visa and you get married within the 90-day period, then you don't have to file an I-130. You just file a 485. If you do not get married within a 90-day period, but you eventually get married, then at that time you may need to start to include an I-130 and do an AOS all over again. So it depends. Can undocumented immigrants travel by air within the U.S. this holiday season? I cannot tell you whether or not to travel if you don't have any identification. I just know that the real ID is not going to be in place until 2025. But airlines generally will require you to have a valid ID. Igbo Proud, can someone reapply for I-485 that was denied? What was the basis of the denial? Let's see. That's my child. Official. What can you do if that is denied? Either file a motion to reopen, motion to reconsider, file an appeal. You have to talk to a lawyer so you know if it's. My mama is on. Hello, everybody, say hi to my mama. If you see Aditone63 on Instagram, that's my mama. That's the person who gave me life. That's my mama. Oh, you're still waiting to know why I was denied. Okay, just hold on and see what they tell you. Can your disabled little citizen daughter file for you? Your citizen child has to be 21 years or older to be able to file for you. When USCIS requests you file I-864W and medical exam, what should be expected? My best guess would be you're probably going to be waiving interview. They're probably going to waive interview in your case, but I don't know because I don't know your case. I'm a fresh. He deserves a yes. He does. He does. Can a wife and husband use the same immigration lawyer? Well, if you're not doing adjustment of status, that's going to be a conflict because it depends on if your interest don't conflict. So, lack of sufficient evidence. You want to sit down with a lawyer and see what your options are. How much do I charge for VAW? I don't have a set fee. Fees depend on each case, and that's discussed during the consultation. Okay. Y'all, I ain't people in Rujo. Okay, I'm tired already. I have a headache. Hello, Chrissy 0202. Thank you. I haven't seen you here in a while. Thank you. I'm glad you could catch up tonight. Okay, Jennifer, you need to sit down with a lawyer because you have a lot of questions, and I think that's the best thing for you to do. Can they still check your former divorce decree for I-485 even when your I-360 is approved and just waiting I-485 approval? So I-485 has to deal with admissibility issues. I-360 is what your eligibility issues are attached to. Having said that, the fact that and that's why I put a post earlier on today and I put that up myself because I was like, okay, none of the people who work for me will be able to understand what I need to convey. The fact that you have an approved petition or case and you even have a green card, until you become a citizen, USCIS still has a right to go back and check all your records to make sure that you were actually eligible for that immigration classification. So your short answer is 485 is not where they ask you about your divorce decree. But where it can come into place is if they're trying to say you're not admissible based on fraud or presenting fraudulent documentation or misrepresentation, because those are inadmissibility grounds. So that they don't have any business trying to figure out if you have qualified, because if you have a VAWA approved, then that means VSC, Vermont Civil Service, has already adjudicated that. However, it affects your admissibility to make sure you did not present any fraudulent document. And let me go a step further. I'm just saying, and I have, within the last 2 weeks, I think I've had no less than 5 people with that same issue, where all these people have had either a 2-year green card or a 10-year green card. And now they're applying for either an I-751 or citizenship, and USCIS is sending them a notice of intent to revoke their green card status, terminate condition of residency, based on the fact that they say the divorce documents that they submitted to get the initial green card, whether it be the 2-year or 10-year green card, has now been found to be fraudulent when those people were applied for 751 and or N400. So until you become a citizen, everything is fair game. Just FYI. Okay, VAWA approved December 1st. Congratulations. Woohoo! It was filed concurrently with I-485. I received the C9 first. Now I received the C31 boot card same time in the mail. Everybody say congratulations to 𝒃𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒕. God is still in the business of making things happen, and just keep believing. Just keep believing. Everyone has a season. You just have to wait for your season. Okay, Caesar, USCIS requests RFE or character. After filing the RFE, how much time for prima facie? I cannot give you an estimate. It just depends. Okay. All right, people. 𝒃𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒕, everybody says congrats. That is, I have another client. Mr. Well, Alan is everybody. That's a common name. Mr. Allen's got, I think he's got 4 E80s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. He's got a C8 asylum EAD. He's got a C9 adjustment status EAD. He's got 1 C31 that was automatically issued with his VAWA approval. And then he's got another C31 that was issued because we filed a separate 765. He's got 4. So like, what you going to do with all that? You're so welcome, Miss Christie. So everybody's Miss Christie says thank you. Let's see, just tapping into that for myself to receive my 10-year green card. You got to rejoice with other people, because the act of rejoicing with others, you are speaking blessing into your life. If you spend time being envious, and well, envy is a good thing, but if you spend time, there's a difference between envy and jealousy. If you spend time being jealous of somebody else, that's time taken away from your own blessing that you can be moving forward and bringing in all that energy and using their lives as a point of contact. That's time you're taking away from that, and blessings you're reaping away from yourself. But rejoicing with other people is you reaping and heaping more blessings and sowing into your own life, so that it could be your turn next to have your own testimony. BO, it's been 3 months of filed for VAWA and still haven't received or gotten the receipt notice. I'm worried. I cannot tell you why. I can just tell you this. There was a case that we converted to a VAWA case that I filed second week in August, and my client was in your position. Sure, somebody can my email Vermont Civil Service, and they'll be right. I emailed the, out of them, because it's like, listen, people, But anyway, we got the receipt notice. I want to say last week or 2 weeks ago. This month, since August. So for me, I wasn't that worried, because every single thing I send to USCIS I send by track of the mail, and I always request signature, so I know who signed for it. I always, once I do that, for the most part, I send things priority mail or from Mail Express, so that I can have online in my account proof of delivery, and I save a copy of the proof of delivery with the name of the person who signed for it in each client's file. So that if USCIS wants to, one issue already, but I mean, like we'll pull out the evidence. Like, y'all are crazy. This is the person in your office who signed for it. So that's what I would say. Just be patient. Okay, 10:04. Let me just say, can I apply for citizenship while waiting for my 10-year green card? I did VAWA. You have to get your 10-year green card. If you don't have your 10-year green card, how are you going to file for citizenship? It's been 4 months since I-130 was approved. I contacted MVC. They didn't receive it yet. 4 months is I haven't heard of that. The one thing, we got the approval all cases. Amen. The one thing you want to do, first of all, is did USCIS forward your approval? Did you get that in your approval notice? It will tell you we have forwarded your whatever to your NVC person, yet, or you did not indicate on your petition whether or not the person is going to be adjusting status here or applying for immigrant visa. So you have to file an I-824. That's where you want to start from. Let's see. Okay. I traveled with parole while I was out of USCIS. My VAWA was denied and I was inadmissible. Yeah, you got to get an attorney. What is this case law? Ooh, there's this case law. You know when you have a name in your head. It was an Indian couple where their case was denied when they were on the trip, and they now were, I think they denied them entry. They placed them in, long story short, they placed them in deportation. And USCIS was arguing that they didn't have a right to come in. I don't want to misquote that, but that was the case, but they won the case. So you're allowed to come back in, because the whole point of the parole, advanced parole, is because you have a pending case, and as long as your parole was still valid, they're required to still let you come back in, so you can take advantage of due process, whether you want to refile, you want to appeal, you want to file a motion to reopen, but you need to sit down with a lawyer. Okay. Please, I have a permanent resident. Can I file for my little brother in Haiti? No. My I-485 and I-130 just got approved. What mean next step? What is, I'm assuming you mean what is my next step? They'll send you your green card. He refused to stay with me and also got someone pregnant. We only have bank accounts together. VOM 21, sit down with a lawyer and discuss your case and see if you're eligible for VOM. Okay, let's see. Can I use you for my lawyer? My actual lawyer is taking too long with my case. You may not be better off with me because I got a lot of cases. I always tell people, listen, it's hard for me to find fault in another lawyer because we've got that camaraderie. Those are my people, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't decide on your own case, but sometimes, for instance, if I tell a client, okay, I need your documents, this is a time frame I'm working with, as long as I have the documents from you by this time. And sometimes you got people who don't give you the documents until the time frame that you're working with expires. And they say, okay, what's going on with my case? Well, you just gave me your document. So you've got to factor in all of that, right? So talk to your lawyer and see what you guys can come up with, and a compromise you can reach. Exactly. If you stay jealous, you're blocking your blessings. Rejoice with others, you open up doors that nobody can shut for your own self. Okay, people. Yes. Miss Chrissy, everybody's saying congratulations on Instagram. Um, I was interviewed on my 751 and N400 was canceled, and the office said they will send me mail. What does that mean? I cannot tell you what that means. You would have to wait to see what they sent you. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for. What advice do you have for couples with 2 years visa coming to America to settle down with your kids? Please, is there any legal way to file as a couple to get their green card? I cannot advise you as a lawyer. I cannot advise you on public forum to come into the country on a visitor visa that is a temporary intent visa and then come settle down. I can't do that. How long does EAD take after filing for asylum? So you file for asylum and you have to wait 150 days before you can file for your EAD. And then what I'm seeing in my firm, I don't think I have a new asylum EAD that's taken more than 60 days for them to approve. That's me. So, Arabali, thank you, Prince. Thank you. If you help me put that, maybe a link. No, listen, my nerdy, my nano brain's already thinking like when I'm thinking of research, I jitter a lot because I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. That's the case. Can a valid green card holder file for his parent? If yes, how long into the green card can he? You can't. Green card holders cannot file for parents. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so. Miss Chrissy says thanks, everybody. It's good to rejoice. The other night, I'm like, the lady made me cry. I was like, oh my God, because it is a blessing. It is a blessing. My cousin filed for asylum since 2016 and have not been called for interview. What advice do you have? Listen, I've been having, I think this last 2 weeks, I submitted 2 requests, expedited requests, and they denied both. And the frustrating part is they won't even tell you why they deny your expedited request. They won't tell you. But he can try that. Does immigration ask for a divorce paper when applying for U.S. citizenship after divorcing your spouse? It just depends on. So when you apply for citizenship, understand that good moral character is still a requirement you have to fulfill. That's what they use in now trying. So if you're applying based on 5 years, it's got nothing to do with your marriage. However, if you got your green card through marriage, they can bring questions up to be able to see if there's anything that will stand. For instance, do you have a child with somebody else? Why your case, as soon as you got your green card, or while you were still married? How did you get the divorce? Were you ever divorced before you married the person through whom you got the green card? And what, was your document genuine? Those are questions they can ask you under the guise of good moral character. So it is what it is. Thank you, Prince. Thank you. So if you go to my Instagram page, and I always put my videos up, you would see the link. You are the best, Prince. I really do appreciate you. Pretty Diva, thank you so much for your time. I always look forward to watching you. Thank you. So that is, you're welcome, Stephen. Is it normal for an RFE to respond to over? Natasha, I'm trying to understand your question. Oh, I think your question is it normal for? Okay, let's rephrase that completely. I'm thinking you're asking, is it normal for you not to get a response to your RFE response, and it's been over 130 days? There's nothing normal or abnormal with USCIs. It is what it is. All right. So once again, if we can help you, thank you, Prince. With your immigration cases, please contact our office, 334-341-4475. I'm loving this tattoo. It's huge. I'll figure out a way with my sleep. Listen, I think I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning like, Abisola. Surely I quit that shot. Because, because sometimes, we're in the moment, they're like, oh, yeah, why not? Go ahead. Have a stab at it. Then you wake up and you're like, huh? I did that? Like, I really, like, consciously? But anyway, 334-341-4475. Visit our website at olalayalawfirm.com. Thank you all for always tuning in, and I'll see you guys